I've had a request from YouTube user Live for the Melody to make a video about blues licks for the piano. That's a really good idea, so I might actually end up making several videos, because you tend to use different licks, or riffs as they're sometimes known, depending on the key you're playing, because different licks suit different keys. In this video I'm going to teach you how to play a lick that is in the key of C and can be used either for blues or for quite fast boogie-woogie. If you're not sure about the basics of playing blues and boogie piano, like how to form a 12 bar and so on, and play different left hands, there are loads of different videos in my YouTube channel on how to do that, so go and take a look. The very first of my blues tutorials, which I did ages ago, you can find at this address. You might find that useful. Okay, let's have a look at this lick that I'm going to teach you how to play. Watch the right hand. Let's do it again. Slight variation. Okay, let's take a look at that in detail. Okay, at first glance what I was doing there might have looked quite complicated, but it wasn't really. The lick had, I suppose, 4 basic positions, and it was all locked inside one octave between the two C's. Basically playing combinations of those shapes, so C, G, C, C, G, B flat, C, F, A, C, E, G. Okay. What I was doing it to give it the bluesy feel was using a lot of crush notes, especially crushing G flat onto G and E flat onto E. So you were seeing things like this. Okay, that's how you get the bluesy sound. Let's look at those shapes again. C, G, C with a crush there. C, G, B flat, forgetting the notes now, with a crush there. C, F, A, no crush. And C, E, G, and you can crush either on the E to E flat or both of them. It's quite hard just to do the G flat to G crush, but you can do both. Can crush there. Okay, so the riff that I was playing, the lick that I was playing, but as I said, the two terms are interchangeable, was basically a combination of all those shapes played in slightly different orders. What I was doing to give it the rhythm and the sort of bluesy feel that it had was to rock back and forth between, in the upper half of my hands, one of those upper shapes and the C on the thumb. So typically I was doing something like this. Okay. We can do it upwards as well. Okay. Now, once you're comfortable with those shapes, you can begin to really play around with what you're doing. Okay, a couple of times I did that as well, played the 2 notes rather than crushing them, played them together. Okay, now in terms of what's going on with the chord structure in my left hand, I was playing that kind of boogie-woogie bass, but you can play a riff like that over any of the 12-bar chords, so it works well with a C in the bass. Oh, I should have said I was doing that quite a bit as well. Rather than straightforward crush, you were getting... Anyway, that's by the by. So, it works with C in the bass and F. It's chord of F back to C and even G. Okay, let's listen to that again. Chord of C in the bass. Notice how I'm varying the shapes of the lick. 2F. G. Okay. Now, that kind of riff, lick, whatever, works well in C. It also works well in chords that are similar to C and have a lot of white notes. So you get on quite well using it in a 12-bar blues in the key of F. Okay, also in G it will work quite well. When you start to get in keys that have a lot of sharps and flats in them, it becomes trickier. E flat still works, but not easy at all. Okay, into the sharp keys like E, it's really difficult because it's much harder to get your hands around. You have to crush up onto the third there. You can still do it, but it doesn't feel as natural. But a great one in the key of C. Let's look at it one more time. I'll play it a little bit slower. That's with an F in the bass, back to C, G in the bass, back down to F. And really quickly again. Just watch what I'm doing here. Okay, as with anything, the way to get good at that is just to experiment with it, play around, get used to the shapes under your hand. If you have any questions about it, feel free to post them on the YouTube video page or on the Jamcast page where I'm going to post it. The address is here, and I'll get back to you. As I say, I'm going to do more posts on riffs and licks because I think it's a really interesting subject. So if you have any requests about the way I might do it or any feedback about how easy this is to follow, let me know. I'm really keen to find out. If you're interested in learning more about doing this sort of stuff on the piano in general, you might like my book, How to Really Play the Piano. Not sure it's going to fit into shot there. Yeah, it is. There we go. But Stuff Your Teacher Never Taught You, which includes loads of stuff on blues and there's actually a couple of bits and pieces in there about playing blues licks. Okay. You can find out more about the book by visiting this address, jamcast.co.uk, play the piano. So there we go. Okay, thanks for listening.